Hey there, TCG fans. This is Brian. Welcome to my channel, TCG I Choose You. I got another deck profile here for you, as promised. This is my Noble Knights deck. This is a brand new build of it too. I just finished. Have hardly tested it, but I think it's interesting. It is more of a round table build than a king build. I used to do a king build, but I always felt like I was overreaching. I would get that king out, that that rank 5 king first turn, and it would get tributed or something, and I'd be stuck with just a few cards in my hand, nothing on my field, not a whole lot to do. It gets really hard, so I'm trying some different strategies here. You know, I guess I should. A lot of people underestimate Noble Knights. I think it's kind of a one-play game, but it's really not. There are a lot of different cool combos you can do. I'm not really going to go over a lot of them, but I'll talk about the things I can do with the cards as we go through. So, of course, first, 3 Madrat. Noble Knights, 3 Madrat. Yeah. He is the Searcher. You want to get him out as soon as you can, because he is what gets you your cards right away. And, just to add consistency, 3 Merlin. It's basically 3 more Madrat. Merlin has a lot of effects, but usually he's only used for the first, which is you can use normal summon him and you contribute him to special summon Noble Knight from the deck. His other effects just involve banishing him from the graveyard to do an Xyz or a Synchro with the cards that are on the field. 3 Boars. Boars is your arms searcher. If he has an arms attached to him, you can pull out 3 arms from the deck, including Gwen, because it doesn't say Noble Arms spell cards, it just says Noble Arms. You pull out maybe Excalibur, Destiny, and Gwen. Put them face down. Let your opponent choose which one goes to your hand. The rest of go to the graveyard. So it keeps you full of Noble Arms. 2 Brothers. A lot of people say 2 Brothers. It's a lot, but I tend to have a lot of trouble keeping Brothers on the field. People seem to know how good Brothers is, and they get rid of them very quickly, so I upped it to 2. I really like Brothers, and I don't like seeing them get sent to the graveyard, so I got a second one to have on the field. Brothers with Boars leads to some crazy pluses. Boar's effect, 2 arms go to the graveyard. Brothers effect, you could send 3 Noble Knights cards from the graveyard to the deck, and then shuffle the deck, draw 1 card. Sorry, my throat's a little sore right now. Bedveer. I really like Bedveer. I think he is underrated. He's not good for attacking, he's just good for his effect. His effect is you can switch a Noble Arm from one to another, but his summoning effect, you can put 1 Noble Arms spell card from the deck into the graveyard, which is very helpful if you have him in your hand and you don't have any Noble Arms. It gets one in the graveyard, but they're really easy to get to. Black Lancelin. I recently put him back in. I didn't used to run him because I didn't use him that often, but there are a lot of times where I don't have him where I wish I did. He doesn't have many special effects, but you could tribute 1 light monster, like say, I put Bedveer, use his effect, tribute him, throw out Lancelin. And I got a 2000 beater in my hand. And, I could tribute another light in order to get a Noble Arms from my deck into my hand. So that's good. Ekdar. He's another special summoning monster. I banished 2 Noble Knight monsters from my graveyard to special summon them from either my hand or the graveyard. It's just to make sure that I do not run out of monsters on the field. That is the main problem with this deck, is there might be times where you have nothing on the field protecting you. That's a problem I've run into too often. Doing the king build, you put too much into your big monsters and you can be left with nothing very easily. So These guys are to make sure I can have something at the field at all times. Waltavad. I never used to run him, I never liked him, but a friend of mine who also does Noble Knights swears by this card, and I started giving him a try, and he comes out pretty useful actually. He's a normal monster, but when he's equipped with an arms card, he allows me to add one Noble Arms equipped spell. Wait, no. Let me get this confused. Yeah, one Noble Knight monster from my graveyard to my hand and destroy the equipped attached to him. So again, it's another way to recycle. Noble Knights keep Noble Knights. So set him on the field, equip him, destroy the equipped, put one in my hand, and re-equip. 2 Gwaine. Gwaine, another way to keep monsters out in the field. If you control a light normal, which a lot of Noble Knights are when they're not equipped, you special summon him in defense position. It can keep you full of cards on the field, or it's a quick way to get into the extra deck. Dristan. Dristan's a card I'm unsure about. He's only really good for his effect, which actually isn't really that good. When you equip him with a noble arms, it's mandatory you have to destroy one face-up card on the field. If he and his noble arms are the only cards on the field, you have to destroy one of them. But, you destroy the noble arms and it re-equips again. I want to call him just a placeholder. I see him being useful for his effect. Put him on the field, equip, destroy one card, and then use him to maybe Xyz or Synchro. I don't know. He's one of those cards you draw and you're just like, what am I going to do? But I don't know. If I find something else to replace him with, I'll do that. Queen. Yeah. She is an equip when she's on the field. It sucks. One thing you can't do because of Bedivere, his wording, you have to send an equipped spell card. She is still a monster in the deck, so you can't send her using Bedivere's effect. But you send her to the graveyard by any other means, like Foolish Burial or something, and you can equip her from the graveyard once per turn. I guess I'll tell you the effects. I don't know. I'm just babbling. If it's a light monster, you can discard or send her to the graveyard to protect your light monster from getting destroyed by card effects. If it's a dark monster, though, which Noble Knights like Madrot and Boars become when they're equipped, at the beginning of the damage step, you can detach her and send to the graveyard to instantly destroy the other monster. So that actually is very useful, and that's during either yours or the opponent's battle phases. So I really like that effect. She's very good for that. Lady of the Lake. It's just a tuner, for synchros. If you summon her, you can special summon a normal monster. But I don't run any, so. But if she's in the graveyard, you can decrease the level of monster on the field by 1. Special summon her from the graveyard. So she's good for the 5 stars, like Black Lanzalan and Nektar. They're on the field, and she's in the graveyard. Bring her up. They get reduced by 1, and I can synchro into a level 5. And I'll show you who that is when we get there, because that is a very good card. And, just to screw people, got a lot of lights and darks in here. BLS. Yeah. So those are the monsters. Alright. Equip spells. 2 Excalibur. An amazing card. It prevents your monster from getting targeted. It can't be targeted at all. But it's not a re-equipping one. If it's in the graveyard, you can't get it back right away. But any turn other than the turn it was sent there, you can banish it from the graveyard to either rank up or rank down your king. And that is very, very useful. And that allows you to bounce equips around, use effects. It really screws people up. 2 Destiny, probably the best equip. Prevents your monster from getting destroyed by damage, by battle damage or card effect once per turn, and it re-equips. 2 Gallatin. I used to run that at 1, but I find myself low on power too often. He makes pretty much every card in the deck very useful. Or I guess this equip makes every card very useful. It adds 1,000 attack to the monster it's attached to. It attaches to warriors, of course, like a lot of the noble arms, similarly attached to noble knights. But I can attach this to any one of my noble knights here, or even BLS, get an extra 1,000 damage. Every one of my standby phases, though, I lose 200 attack. But it takes a long time to really hurt that effect. It's a lot better than what I used to run 2 of, which is Caliburn. Caliburn is a permanent 500 boost, as long as the card's on the field, and it gets me 500 life points each turn. That used to be my preferred 2 of, rather than Gallatin, but I don't find myself needing the life points as much as I do the attack points, so I switched it up. Arthurian. I didn't used to main this, I used to side it, but with things like Shadal's and stuff, it's just, I need to pop set cards. With Arthurian, you could attach it to 1 warrior, and it allows you to destroy 1 set card at the cost of 500 attack points the monster's attached to. And like attached cards, you can attach it to your opponent's monsters, and lulls as you destroy their own set cards and take away their attack points. 3, reinforcements of the army, of course. Get that Madrat out. Raigeki, because why not? Mass Destruction's always good. 3 MST, not just for their cards, but for mine too. With these things re-equipping, sometimes I want to get rid of them and not re-equip them in order to get them in the graveyard for certain things. So I like those. Last chapter of the Noble Knights. At those, I used to run this at 2. I don't really need it at 2 anymore. But those moments when I have nothing on the field and they got stuff, last chapter allows me to bring back 1 Noble Knight and 1 equipped spell from the graveyard. And boom, I could start making my combos again. Sword at Dawn, card I never really gave the time of day before, until I realized that, hey, this is a spell speed too. Why don't I use this? It allows me to equip from the graveyard. So if I have an equip spell in the graveyard I can't get to, Swords at Dawn, pull it out, or set it on their turn. They go to attack a monster, boom, bring up maybe Gallatin, and it increases the attack, destroys theirs. Foolish Burial, you know, get either Gwen or Lady of the Lake in the graveyard, bust out some combos. My only trap, Vanity's Emptiness. It's kind of a leftover from the King build. If I get a strong monster quickly, and I don't want them to, I bring them out, Vanity's Emptiness, I'm safe, until they can get rid of something in mine. Though I often side this out for other things, but it stays in the main build for now. So, that is the main deck. Let's go to the extra deck. What the hell? That's not one there. Okay. Funny stuff. I run Masked Heroes in this. Darklaw, Anki, and Koga. Because I can. I side some mask changes, and really any deck you could put Darklaw in, put him in. I don't know why you wouldn't. Anki, it's a really good card for some burns, and you know, you can switch up Darklaw for him if you need to. And Koga, I don't have a good reason for Koga, I just like Koga. Koga's in there, deal with it. Abyss Dweller, prevent those effects from going off in the graveyard. Starleech Paladynamo. Yeah, whatever. Negate effects. And of course, the OTK team, Light Armor Ninja, Excalibur, you know, 4,000, 2,200 times 2, boom, game. Burner Visor. This card is unbelievable. I don't know why more people don't run it. It works so well in this deck too, particularly. With so many level 4s, if I have out a good king or really anything, I maybe summon another one, then use that normal effect to summon Gawain from my hand. Boom, Burner Visor. Throw him down attached to the other Noble Knight I have out, or even BLS, and it allows me to attack directly. And not only attack directly, but I can discard one card and burn him for 500. So with BLS, let's say I got BLS and a Gallatin attached to BLS, I attach this, I'm attacking them directly for 500, or no, directly for 4,000, what? And then I discard a card, attack, do another 500. It, you know, that's game in 2 turns. So yeah, Volcasaurus. It has won me games. It doesn't come up that often, but it's awesome when it does. 2 rank 4 kings. He's pretty much only if I'm not using Madrat or whatever, boars. If I don't have the equips for them either, or whatever. If for some reason I can't make a rank 5, I got a rank 4. And then, you know, I could get rid of my Excalibur to get up to rank 5. Rank 5 king. He is a 4,000 beater first turn. He is amazing. So these both allow you to destroy certain cards in the field. You detach from rank 4 to destroy back row, detach from rank 5 to destroy monsters. They make for a pretty good team and pretty good combos when you're switching out with Excalibur. And my only synchro, and the only reason I have Lady of the Lake, the Ignoble Knight of High Lonzelin. This is probably one of the best cards in this deck, even though he only comes out very rarely. He's rare to use, but powerful. There's probably an idiom I could find there to use. I don't know. Whatever. Forget it. But when this card is synchroed, you can equip Noble Arms Equip Spell card from your deck. He gives you a free equip spell. And when you destroy a monster with him, you can you add 1 Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. So, not only does he get a free equip when you make him, you get another free equip or a free monster when you defeat a card. He is so good. He keeps your hand full, keeps your monster strong. If they don't answer to him right away, which they can't if you use Ektar to make him, who prevents you from responding to synchros or Xyzes when you use that card, then they're pretty much screwed, because you're going to keep plussing off him. And it is really good. So yeah, that is the sweet-ass, badass extra deck, which is really awesome. And normally when I have extra decks, there are a lot of cards in it that are usable, or that I don't go into that often, that I don't find usable that often. Every card in here has its moment. Well, except for Koga, but I like Koga. Side deck. You know what? Screw Dragon Shield for only including 50 of these in a pack, because it leaves me with a few cards I don't... Well, they suck. Whatever. Mine came with 2 extra, so I can't hate them too much. It came with 52, but still, come on. You can include 60. Alright. Okay. 3 Royal Decree. Because, why wouldn't you? Noble Knights, you need to save your space. You don't want a back row. And you don't want their back row screwing you up. Royal Decree, negate all other traps in the field, or all other traps in the field. 3 of them, because it's hard enough to destroy one. You put out another one, and You just lock them. They can't get over your monsters. They can't play their traps, and you win games. Second Gwen. You know, just in case they feel like banishing crap, I keep a second Gwen on side, because you're not going to hurt her. 2 Effect Veilers. My other Effect Veiler is coming to me, but yeah, that's a placeholder. 2 Effect Veilers. 2 Dark Holes, more Mass Destruction. Dark Hole with Noble Knights is pretty much just as good as Raigeki because, you know, your monsters are usually going to be protected from being destroyed by card effect, so, you know, Dark Hole. I used to run these 2 in the deck, but I don't need the Mass Destruction that often. I'm usually sweeping them anyways, so get those. 2 Mass Changes. If I want to shut off their graveyard, and I want to do it quick, I throw in the Mass Changes and get out my Dark Law. Because that's how I roll. 2 Kaiser Colosseums. This guy wins games alone. Again, another relic from the King build. Get out your rank 5 King, 4,000 attack, put out Kaiser Colosseum. They can't do anything. They can get out 1 monster, they can't get out a second one, they can't... they're screwed. You can't special summon, they just can't do much. 2 Dark Horns of Heaven, another placeholder, I got the second one coming. I used to use Solemn Scolding. Yeah, before that I used Solemn Warning. Until I realized, hey, I got a Black Horn of Heaven. Why am I wasting my life points on Solemn Scolding? Why am I wasting my life points on Solemn Warning? Black Horn of Heaven is a free special summon negation. So I slapped myself and I put that in and I ordered a second one. So yeah, if they got a deck that heavily relies on special summons and my Vanity's Emptiness just isn't doing it, Black Horn of Heaven helps. And finally, Imperial Iron Wall. Most recently I was playing Infernoids. I only have 1 of these and I just happened to draw it. I had it out on the field and they couldn't get anything on the field because Infernoids, you know, you need to constantly be banishing to get your stuff out on the field, and this card basically won me that game. Yeah, so people say it sucks, don't use it. If it wins me a game, it's good enough to keep. So yeah, that is my Noble Knight build. Please let me know what you think about it. If you liked it, maybe give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, maybe some constructive criticism instead of downvoting me, that'd be cool. Thanks for watching.